5 commissioners for quorum.
Hi, everybody.
Are you all not commissioners?
Got a full house today.
Oh.
Staff,
Solicitors.
Ah, good one.
I'm really new. I don't know any of these commissioners. Well, actually, I know.
We're new too.
Looking at the list.
Yeah,
Well, this is our first.
it's really hard to get
Yeah, we-
one in person, so.
I don't
that's why
wanna
we're
say
just
we
so
finally
excited.
got a new one. I don't. I'm gonna be nice, but
We
I'm
all-
very excited that you guys are in. But
We're excited.
we're an entertaining bunch. Like, if nothing else, we'll be one of your more interesting bar stories.
Right. We're. Bars.
Well,
Lenny, can you say something so we can test our speakers, please?
Yep. Hello, hello, hello. Can you guys hear me?
look at you all recovered from Easter.
Well, my Easter's pretty easy. I just have to show up places and let other people do the work. So yeah, I just gotta, go up on Saturday morning, bless the city, then I'm done. Yeah, the rest is gravy.
Yeah.
So let me just test my assumption. I think that per city code, our quorum is still 5, even though we've added more new commissioners. So that makes it easier for us to reach quorum. And am I seeing both of our new commissioners in the room?
So we have Kyle Webster with us. I think we're gonna have to go around and do introductions today, because we just have so many
Yes.
faces in the room, but yeah, the back 4 back here are our new solicitors from Milo, Bronco, and Milo.
That's great.
Yeah.
Super. So we'll give folks another couple minutes, because I guess there's only 3 of us actual commissioners present, and we'll get underway.
I have not seen any urgent texts yet. But that does happen, so I'm just gonna keep it there.
For the minutes, you want to be referring to.
Only Theo's.
Right?
I mean, it's up to you. I mean, some people like their titles, some people don't. I want to address you if you'd like to be.
I'm weird about the title C Webster. Like, that everything I'm weird about.
Yeah,
But,
I did put
I
that.
don't really care. I mean, I'm a part attorney, but.
Some people.
No, the Kyle C Webster, anything for Kyle Webster, I'll bracket with C.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, no, you're in it. Cool.
My husband and I can get married, each other's last names, different names. So that's, yeah, the W capital T.
Oh.
So that's why it's like I'm saying, where we like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What, my maiden name, my middle.
Here, I
Oh.
guess.
So I went from Rita, Marie Turbin to Rita Turbin.
That's why you like people.
Yeah, I mean, not to.
I said that on your name tag.
Hey, Rachel, can you, oh, there we go. Okay, I'm seeing Commissioner Gibson. We are all set.
I know, I closed it for 10 seconds, so I can bring the agenda up and then. That's fine. Lozzie's getting on.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Wow. This is
This
beautiful.
time last year.
We're over.
Oh my gosh.
Alright.
Look at us, over quorum.
So I can go.
Nice. Let's see what's going on.
You only get 250 though. I mean, I'm really good with money, like that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's $5 spread between everybody who shows up.
Oh, okay. So I'm banking on people not showing up, so.
All right, we have 3 more folks who just said in the text chain that I'm in that they're in the process of joining, so we should be a-okay.
Yay.
I mean, we're thinking back to the number of times a year and a half ago when we went several meetings straight without reaching quorum, so.
Quite literally, this meeting, the April meeting last year, we could not make quorum because I think we were down to 5 commissioners. So we had to get everybody in the room at the same time.
Oh, that was the one that was at the,
Yes.
yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah.
a better.
All right, here's Genevieve, I think brings us to 6.
Hello.
And Mary Jane is new to us. We're excited to have you here too. So, all right, awesome. Well, maybe we will go ahead and call ourselves to order. I think we have a couple more commissioners intending to join the call in the next couple minutes, but we certainly have achieved a quorum and we are past our appointed hours. So I will go ahead and call the April meeting of the City of Pittsburgh Commission on Human Relations to order. It is great to have everybody here, some of us online and some of us present in the commission conference room. So we definitely need to take some time this afternoon to do some introductions. We have a lot of new folks, both new commissioners and our new solicitors with us. So we want to make sure that people are able to meet one another, at least virtually, if not yet face to face. Let's begin with those of us who are online. So if you are ready to introduce yourself, if you could turn your camera on so that I can know that you're ready, that would be great. I'll start. I'm Liddy Barlow. I serve as chair of the Commission on Human Relations. In the rest of my life, I serve as executive minister of Christian Associates of Southwest Pennsylvania, a regional organization that brings diverse Christians together to build relationships and to build bridges with our community, civic, and interfaith partners. I will call in folks with their camera on. So tell us who you are, tell us about your service on the commission, and tell us what you do in the rest of your non-commission life. I will begin with Commissioner Rabbi Jamie Gibson.
Hello, I'm Rabbi Jamie Gibson, and I am the retired rabbi of Temple Sinai in Squirrel Hill. I served there for 32 years. I now hold an endowed chair in Catholic Jewish Dialogue at St. Vincent College. And I also serve at an out-of-town congregation twice a month. And I've been on the commission for a couple of years now. I think I'm an officer. I'm embarrassed to say that I may not know the office that I hold, but I enthusiastically support the work of the commission, and especially our chair, Liddy, and all of the wonderful staff. Thank you.
Super. Thanks, Jamie. I think you are right. Let's go to Genevieve.
Hi, I'm Genevieve Rosslow. I've been on the commission for almost a year, maybe coming up on a year. And when I'm not doing the commission work and doing compliance review stuff for them, I am also an employee at Reed Smith and a mom of kids in the city of Pittsburgh, public schools, and I do stuff with voter rights and protecting them with the League of Women Voters.
Super. Thanks. Carlene. Oh, you're on mute. You're still on mute? We can't hear you. We are not yet getting Carlene's audio.
How's that?
That is much better. Thank you.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I apologize. My name is Carlene King. I've been on a commission about 6 months now. I own and operate a restaurant and spice company and also things within the city. I'm a grandma, a mom, and a resident of the city of Pittsburgh.
All right, fantastic. Glad you're here. Let's go to one of our brand new first meeting commissioners, Mary Jane.
Hi, everyone. My name is Mary Jane McCullough. I'm the founder and director of Global Wordsmiths, which is a language access advocacy organization. We do translation, interpretation, training, consulting, and we help organizations like governments and hospital systems and large nonprofits to become accessible to people who do not communicate in English. My background is that I spent about 15 years working as a Spanish language interpreter and translator And I founded my organization to help solve some of the issues with inequities that I was seeing in the field. I also teach as an adjunct professor of applied translation, translation technologies, and translation as a profession at Carnegie Mellon University in our Masters of Applied Translation and Global Communication program. I'm also on the advisory council for that program. I sit on the board of directors of the Alliance for Refugee Youth Support and Education. I'm an autistic person. I'm a mom of 2 little girls, born and raised in the city of Pittsburgh on the East End, and I'm really excited to be a part of the commission. So thanks for having me.
Super. We're really thrilled to have you. Welcome. Let's go to Tiara, if you're able to unmute. I don't know if Tiara's in a place where she can unmute. While we're checking, we can maybe try for Wasi or maybe Alberto. Are either one of you in an unmutable self-introduction kind of place? Go ahead, Wasi.
Everybody, Wasi Muhammad, former executive director of the Islamic Center of Pittsburgh, current chief of staff for Congresswoman Summer Lee. How long have we been here, Liddy?
We've been here a long time, Wasi.
Way too long.
Yeah. It's about 6 years because both of us, our terms are expiring. So yeah.
Yep, that feels right. But yeah, about 6 years. Excited to see the new faces. Welcome everybody.
Super. Thanks. Tiara, did I hear you?
Yes. Sorry, I was in the other room.
No problem.
Guys, thanks for executive board member for Commission on Human Relations. I'm sorry, guys. I just moved my daughter yesterday, so I'm really beat. I'm really beat, but I'm happy to be here. I wish I was in person, but I don't have the energy. So
We totally understand. Life happens. All right. Thanks so much. And Alberto, I don't know if you're here or driving or en route from one appointment to another. If you want to say hello, or you can also just drop some words in the chat when you get the opportunity. All right. And then while we are introducing commissioners, I'm going to call on Kyle, who is our new in the conference room commissioner this afternoon. Do you want to say hello?
Sure. Hi, my name is Kyle Webster. I am General Counsel and Vice President of Housing of Action Housing, which is a large affordable housing nonprofit here in Pennsylvania. I'm a housing guy, so I think that's why I'm here. I live in Pittsburgh because we all have to. So yeah. I mean, I don't live in Pittsburgh because of the commission, to be clear.
I mean, that would really be dedication.
Yeah, no, I did not move to the commission to you all. You're great, but I love the state of Pittsburgh and I lived here voluntarily prior to. Yeah.
Super. So I think that rounds out the commissioners who are on today's call. And let's then go and introduce our staff members. So let's start with Rachel. And then we'll go to the staff members who are in the conference room, and then we'll also catch Shanice, who's on the phone.
Shanice, Lauren, and Kevin on there. So we'll get
okay, great. I'm
yeah,
no
worries.
Okay.
So my name is Rachel Shepard. I am the executive director for the Commission on Human Relations. I have been with the commission since 2016 in varying capacities. I've learned everything that I know about civil rights law on the job here with the great staff and the support of the attorneys and the commissioners that have so much knowledge in so many different areas. Yes, Kyle, we want your housing knowledge. But yeah, so I have a psychology degree. I also have 2 children, and I'm doing the daily struggle of trying to balance work and life commitments. So I appreciate y'all for being here.
Thanks. Let's go to Rita.
I'm Rita Porterfield. I'm one of the senior investigators here. Some of you know me, either from being on the commission or otherwise. I am no longer acting deputy director. So I'm trying to think, I have 2 itty bitties. I have all the fun I can stand. I'm that's right. I'm the vice president of AFSCME 2719, which represents not only all the investigators here, the workers throughout the city, PWSA Parking Authority. And I think of the third generation city employee of different departments, and very different time spans and time. And then a fourth generation Yinzer all the way.
We do have our new deputy today as well.
Yes, yeah, I was gonna ask you to introduce Chris in a minute after we did current staff, if that's okay.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's go through the rest of our current staff, who've been around for a little while. So we have our, two of our other investigators are on the Zoom call. So, Shanice, are you able to introduce yourself?
Hi, yes, I'm Shanice Murray. I am a senior investigator with the Commission on Human Relations. I have a 13-year-old daughter. I've been with the city a total of 8 years. Yeah, so I've been with the commission maybe almost 2.5.
Super. Thanks, Shanice. Thanks for all that you do. Lauren.
Hi, my name is Lauren Law. I'm an investigator with the city of Pittsburgh. I started here, I believe, around last April, so it'll be coming up on a year now. Yeah.
Super. Thanks for being here. And Kevin, we'll catch you on the phone too.
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Kevin Carroll. I'm the administrative assistant for the department. I've been with the commission in some capacity since fall 2019, Megan days, and I have been full-time since about 2021, I think, about coming up on 3 years as full-time staff member. Yeah, I do a number of things for the commission. I started representing the commission at the LGBT council or LGBT commission. So, but yeah.
Super. Thanks, Kevin. And then I was about to get Courtney. Hopping back into the conference room, let's go to Courtney.
My name's Courtney Smith. I've been with the commission a little more than a year as the fiscal and contracting coordinator, but I've been with the city since 2012. The only other thing I can think to tell you is that I have a 13-year-old dog.
Senior citizen dog.
She snorts in our meeting. It's beautiful.
All right. I think that means it is now time, Rachel, for you to introduce our new deputy director, who is familiar to some, but not all of us.
Okay, so this is the first day, but Chris Soltz is our new deputy director. Chris is a former senior investigator with the commission, has 3 years of that under his belt, in addition to many other things that I will allow him to explain for himself.
Yeah, so good seeing everybody. I look forward, for those of you I've worked with before, I look forward to working with you again. For those who I haven't worked with, I look forward to getting to know you. I was an investigator for about 4 years. I was here during the COVID days, which were wild. So kind of saw some of the craziest times that we had for civil rights in the city. I left for a little bit, but now I'm back. Try to keep this brief. For both those of you who know me, and for those of you I would like to get to know better. I prefer open communication. I like to work with active cooperation with people. That's my style. So, anything that anyone needs from me, anything that anyone wants to ask of me, anything else like that, please get a hold of me. I'm looking forward to it.
Super. Thanks so much, Chris. We're so glad to have you with us. And one of the advantages to having been gone a while and coming back in is you can really kind of jump in with both feet, and glad that you're making your way back. All right. We are also really excited to have representatives of our new solicitors with us this afternoon in person in the conference room, and would love to hear from you all. We're excited to be working with you going forward as well.
I'll get started. My name is Falco Muscanti. We're all of us with the firm of Mela Brunga Mela. We're located over in the South Side Works. As a firm, we've been in existence for about 40 years. I think we're probably about 8, close to 10 years now over in the Southside Works. Our firm had actually been instrumental in developing the Southside Works, working with the developer and getting a lot of those businesses established over there. We heard you had a lot of issues for us, but we brought most of our team to hit the ground running. It's exciting to meet everyone. I would say probably in this room, we have close to 100 years experience as attorneys. So, you're getting a wide variety of expertise in this field. I would say that as a firm, I feel like almost on a weekly basis, if not on a monthly basis, we're dealing with discrimination claims from our municipal and school clients. I know right now I'm dealing with an age discrimination claim, and I'll let the others speak to issues that they're addressing. We do have a litigation department in the firm that handles a lot of the litigation as it moves through the court system, both state and federal. And I think that's all I like to say, because I'd like you to hear from the rest of the team. So I don't know if you want to go around or how you guys.
Yeah. So hello, my name is Armand Mangoulis. Please call me AJ. It's much simpler. I've been practicing for about 1.5 years now, my entire time with the firm of Melo, Brungo and Melo, the entire time in the public space. I've really enjoyed it. I love the field. It's a great team, and I'm excited to be here.
I'm Krisha Damasio. I actually started down here in the city as an intern with the district attorney's office, and then worked there for a little while before going into my public sector practice. And I've been doing that for probably the last 12 to 14 years, I think it was, and we felt we were a really good fit. We, like Falco said, we do a lot of this for our public sector clients. This seemed to be a natural fit for our firm and our group here. Right now, Christina and I are representing the school district in defending their policies for protections for those that are going through transition. So we are adamantly defending that policy down the street here in federal court. And we do a lot of those types of things. We were brought in special counsel to handle that case in particular.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm really pleased to be here. I'm Christina Lane. I started my legal career in Pittsburgh working for Legal Aid for Children, which is now Kids Voice. And through that role, started my practice on behalf of children in schools. So I started working with another firm in special education matters, and then moved in with Melo, Brungo, Melo to handle a lot of the special education issues for our clients, as well as Krisha said, a lot of student civil rights issues, as well as employee issues.
Great. All right. Well, we're really happy to have you. This is the first new solicitor firm that we have engaged as a commission during my tenure as a commissioner. And so for the commissioners who are newer to the commission, I just want to say a couple words about just how important our relationship with the solicitors is. We rely on our solicitors not only for staff to call for advice on particular cases, but I think it's important for us as commissioners to know that the solicitors are our solicitors. So when we as commissioners have concerns as the commission, it's a special relationship that we're able to leverage and to receive advice. There have been a few sticky situations over the last few years when the advice of our solicitor has really just been essential. And I'm grateful to be beginning a new relationship and looking forward to that. It's also really great for those of us who serve on the public hearing section. Advice of solicitors is really, really helpful when it comes to conducting public hearings. So we know that we have at least one case that's on the public hearing track right now. And so there might be opportunities in the future for us to really work closely together in putting that public hearing together. Does anyone have any questions for the team that's with us this afternoon? And if not, we might actually go back and follow our agenda. Just to be novel. Okay. Great. Well, given that, let's turn then to our agenda for the day. And we will begin by reviewing our minutes. We did not have a quorum to conduct business at our last meeting, and so we actually have two sets of minutes to approve this afternoon on both February and March. I would be fine receiving one motion to approve both sets of minutes. If anyone would like to make that motion, or if anyone would like to propose any additions or corrections to the minutes.
I move the minutes be accepted from both months.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any further discussion? All right, all in favor of approving our meeting minutes from February and March, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Right, I think it has been done. Are there any opposed or abstaining?
I'm abstaining.
Okay, that makes sense. Thank you, Kyle. Okay. The motion passes. We have approved our minutes. We take time during every meeting to hear public comments. We are welcome anyone to come and bring news to us or questions or concerns. And I am seeing Thea Young online. And Thea, I was wondering if you would like to make a public comment this afternoon, or if you're just here observing.
No, I don't have any public comments. Thank you.
All right, super. We're always happy to have you. Thanks for coming.
Thanks.
Right. So moving on to the reports of our committees, starting with our Finance Committee, which met last week to begin work on our 2024 budget.
Have a seat right here. All right, here we go. Thank you for inviting me to your new house. You want to be home?
Can we mute Caroline? We have, I'm not seeing our treasurer with us, but I will pull up my notes from that meeting and try to summarize quickly. One minute. Okay. Great. So in terms of our 2025 budget proposal, it's, we're only recently beginning to operate under the 2024 budget, but it is still time to start thinking about our requests for 2025. We're aware that the city is unlikely to include any new staff positions in the 2025 budget, but we are still going to ask for that communications specialist position, which would really help us get the word out about the commission, help to let all of our protected classes know more about their rights, help to work with landlords and employers about, proactively ensuring an end to discrimination. We would still like that role. The tentative plan is to ask for that role to be a part-time role in hopes that that request might be greeted with more favor by the powers that be. We would still love ideally to get a full-time person, but maybe asking for a part-time person, not requiring the full-time levels of benefits and so forth. Maybe we can push that through. So that's the tentative plan, is to make that request. We talked a little bit about ways to use advertising, especially since more of our budget is now covered by the city. That opens up some possibilities for us in our EEOC and HUD and CDBG monies, these other pools of funding that we have, to maybe do some advertising and outreach. So we spoke a little bit about possible strategies for that. And we finalized the solicitor contract, and we are in process with a few of the other regular contracts that we have with FHP and Just Mediation. And I think those are the main points. Courtney, do you want to add anything?
No, you covered it.
Okay, great. So that's finance. Onward to personnel. I'm not sure that there was really any personnel committee business between last month and this month, correct, Rachel?
I don't think so, no.
Yeah.
Just the
We've
deputy.
done a lot lately, but I think by the time of our last meeting, we had already sort of been through the deputy search process, and so nothing really to report from personnel. Community relations is still a committee in search of a chairperson. So if you have given thought to chairing our Community Relations Committee, please let Rachel know that so that we can get that committee back up and running in a good way. The spring is always a very busy season for us with lots of community events and tabling. We're usually try to be present at Pride celebrations and other community gatherings. It would be great to have a chairperson pushing forward the work of the Community Relations Committee in time for these events.
In the meantime, I sent a doodle poll to try and get us together again, and maybe during that meeting, someone will feel moved to participate as chair.
That would be great. I think at least having another meeting is probably a good idea. Yeah, so if you can create that doodle poll, Rachel, we will all endeavor to complete it.
In a quasi community relations note, my husband, who works for PCRG, did include all of the contact information for the Commission on Human Relations in their most recent update. So there is some outreach happening.
Cool. That is great. And Rachel has been doing lots of outreach too, which is our segue into her report. So Rachel.
Indeed. I apologize that these just don't seem to get any shorter month. All right, so personnel and administration update, which is coming from me rather than the personnel lead as it should this time, is that we have chosen a summer legal clerk for 2024. His name is Ryan Walter. He is going to work with us on wholesale residential home buying and like non-solicitation efforts. This was something put forth by Councilperson Gross last year at the end of 2023, and it ended up expiring, but we do want to resurrect that a bit and see if we can get PLI on board to work with us on the licensing portion. So Ryan's going to help us with building some background on that. We do have our new deputy director here with us today, as he introduced himself, and we do have our solicitors here from Melo, Brungo, and Melo. So this is amazing, and we are fully staffed as a commission for the first time in years. All 8 positions. I'm celebrating it today. It's fine. I'm celebrating it today because it's been a very long time. But thank you all for hanging in there through some of the toughest of times, and to the commissioners who have been here since last year at this time, where we did not have quorum for our meetings because we were so short on commissioners. I appreciate it. When it comes to our cases and enforcement, we do have 64 open cases, 21 pending intakes on top of that, 18 post-cause cases, which means that we have had a cause finding on those cases, and they are either in mandatory conciliation, in court, or on the public hearing track. And we do have that one case that's on the public hearing track. Rabbi Gibson, what can I do for you?
How do you have any sense of how long the process is between somebody lodging a complaint with the commission and us having a disposition? It seems to be a year and a half. Is that about correct or no?
It varies case to case, just depending on the complexity of the allegations. Also, the type of case. Our housing cases are, slotted to be completed within 100 days. We're averaging about 145 days for housing cases. And then with the employment, it should be anywhere from six months to a year on average.
Okay.
But Rita, did you have anything to add further to that?
I was gonna say, we're narrowing down on the housing cases. We're getting closer. So hopefully with this set of closures, it should be down. But generally, it's a year from start to finish on average, if a case has to go that far, Commissioner. So if that's your question, how long does it take to go to and through public hearing? It can be 12 to 18 months. Most cases are less than that because almost no cases go that far.
And the number of post-cause cases that we have currently, we do have several of them that are in court, which obviously takes quite a bit longer. We're talking about potentially a 2-year extension or more, depending on how things go. But the mandatory conciliations are it's best practice to have a staff member conduct those conciliations. We've been having a lot of issues with conflict of interest lately, so we've had to use some volunteer mediators. So we do have a slight backup of some of those conciliations, but we are working on them. And now that we have a deputy director to assist with some of that process, with the scheduling and such, then we should be in a much better place. Hopefully by this time next month, we'll have some of those have fallen away because they are now on compliance review. And then making, oh, go ahead.
I just was thinking whether or not people who lodge a complaint
Mhm.
are told the timeline, or if they expect instant action or something like that.
They expected.
We do inform them of the process. We do provide a chart of the full process of what the commission will go through from the time that they, lodge their inquiry to completion of the case. And we do, if they ask about the specifics of their particular matter, we can give them a sort of time frame, but we also don't want to be beholden to that particular time frame just in case some extenuating circumstances come up. So we do give those timeframes though, where we're aiming for the average of 145 days for housing or less if we can possibly manage it. And then with the employment, six months to a year.
Thank you. I'm sorry for interrupting your report.
No, you're wonderful.
I can say, as someone who participates in these processes with many different commissions and agencies, you all are by far the fastest. For what that's worth.
I love it. We
That's
are,
good. Go
we
on.
are though,
That
so
makes us feel nervous sometimes.
we just had audits by both EEOC and HUD, and I don't know if I actually put this in my report or not, but we've come out with flying colors with both EEOC and HUD. HUD was the one that told us that we have an average of 145 days for case completion, and that they could not give me statistics on anyone else in the region, and I think it might be because it's worse than that. So they did not give me a time frame on those. But yeah, we are doing really well when it comes to our dual filing with the employment and the housing cases. So I'm pretty proud of that.
I have a question. When someone leaves a message for a case because they want to file a case against a landlord or whatever, how long does it normally take for you guys? I know you guys get a lot of calls and stuff. How long do it take for you to get back to them to even start the initial process to find out if they even have a case, and what are steps that they should take, or before is there steps they should take before they call us, or can they call us directly? Like I know some people call like Action Housing and different ones and file complaints against them, but can they just call us directly, or is there a protocol for them before they get to us?
So if they want to file housing discrimination, they can absolutely call us. We do have our answering machine for anything that falls between the cracks. We do have staff in the office every day to receive calls. And once we get those messages, we log them and then I distribute them. If there's not enough information to determine jurisdiction, then I'll give that to Kevin. Kevin will give them a call back, get some more details, and then we'll get it put into our case management system. And then I will assign it to one of the investigators for intake purposes. And I ask them within 1 week of receiving that to contact the person to schedule. It doesn't have to be actually scheduled within that week, but they should contact the person to begin the conversation and to let them know that we're paying attention.
Thanks.
Yeah, and they can work with other agencies at the same time, just not if they're working directly with HUD and have a complaint with them already, or the Pennsylvania Commission, or the county commission for that matter, then they can't file also with us. It just has to be one of those.
Great. Hey, Rachel, can you promote Namita to be a panelist?
Sure.
She just logged in. Great. Welcome, Namita. We're happy that you're here. We did a round of introductions earlier because we have our 2 new commissioners, our new deputy director, and our new solicitor firm all with us at this meeting today. Could you just quickly tell everybody who you are?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you all so much. I'm sorry for getting on late. As most people know, I'm in law school, so I actually have a class that usually runs at this time. I'm Namita. I'm really grateful to be part of the commission. My background is actually in violence prevention work, but right now I am working for the city controller. But lovely to meet you all. I'm really excited about all these new transitions and good things are ahead. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you so much. Glad you're here. Thanks for making it. All right, Rachel, back to you.
Yeah, did anyone have any further questions about case processing or how we receive inquiries or anything like that? Okay. if you think of something, just let me know. I'm always here to answer those questions. We do have 12 determinations on the compliance review for that meeting that follows this commission meeting. 5 of those are settlements. So it's looking good. We're definitely using the mediation option to our full advantage and getting people remedies without having to go the full 9 yards of a public hearing or to go into court. So it's successful. Let's see. I took an EEOC train the trainer course, so I am now authorized by EEOC to train new investigators or new staff if they need investigation refresher. So that's pretty exciting because EEOC rarely offers their full investigation training. I think it's maybe once a year, twice a year, if that. I was able to participate in a Women's History Month panel on the 22nd with the deputy chief of staff and the director and an assistant director in the innovation and performance department. There were like 30 city employees who attended, but it was a really good atmosphere. Everybody really just lifting each other up and just having a lot of similar situations that we can all relate to. It was a really good move by the city to have that kind of a panel. I really appreciated being asked. So we're moving into more education and outreach. I was able to do the Career and Community Resource Fair at the Elizabeth Seton Center in Brookline a couple of weekends ago. It wasn't super well attended by people who were actually looking for employment opportunities, but I was able to make a ton of new connections with different agencies that were there. I have a number of people that want us to give them some training. And we actually had somebody else who, I think I have it later in my report, but Commissioner Blendong recommended somebody to be a commissioner, and she connected with me at the table as well. So I was pretty excited to have somebody who had actually applied to be a commissioner and hand me their resume right there. So I could explain to them what being a commissioner is actually like. Okay, so our April 3rd Fair Housing event is this week. It's on Wednesday. We have upwards of 30 guests registered now. It's closer to 40 now. And so we're aiming that at folks who receive federal funding for housing services so that we can talk to them about criminal history protections, what that means to do an individualized assessment, and also talk about the language access piece and how that is mandatory, but like try to find a way to make it a bit more comfortable for them, make them feel like demystify the process, if you will, so that they can move forward and offer those services without fear of, what that might entail. So Ms. Thea knows about our event that's on April 13th. We're co-sponsoring with the Human Rights City Alliance to provide tenants' rights information. There is a link to register, and I did attach the flyer in your packet. So if you're interested, please share it widely. We want to get as many folks out there as we can. Thea, did you want to say anything about that event? I know you've been in more of the plannings than I have. No pressure.
Hello?
Oh, we can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to add that, things are coming along. As of last week, we had 40 people register. Lunch is going to be provided, and childcare as well, and language interpretation and accessibility accommodations will be available upon request. So that's all I really have to say about that.
Thank you, Thea.
You're welcome.
All right, on Tuesday the 16th, I will participate in a domestic violence panel with the Pennsylvania Commission's Housing Equity, Equality Conference. Sorry, they mentioned you. So if you are interested, it's a free conference. It's at the convention center. They have a number of different topics going on simultaneously. So if you'd be interested, I provided the link there for you. And then also, we're going to participate in another job fair. This one's the Northside Job Fair that they're having at PNC Park. It's going to be for those who are actually seeking employment, so it'll just be a really good opportunity for us to speak to people who are maybe in the application and interview process that may experience discrimination, but not know that they're protected when it comes to that part of the process of employment. I did have a number of meetings this month, but I don't think going through all of them is going to be useful. I met a ton of people. I was interviewed by another human rights office. They're looking to build a commission in Dallas, and they wanted to get as many perspectives from surrounding national commissions as they could. Another member of the Jewish Family and Community Services, and we're working with Councilperson Strasburger was able to get me connected with Megan Rose and Mary Onifer from Standing Firm. So we're going to move forward with some employment, domestic violence protections, trainings and outreach so that we can get on that. It's been in place in our code for 2 years, but we haven't seen any, okay, we've seen one complaint that involved domestic violence and employment since then. So we just want to make sure that we're getting the word out there, that people know what their obligations are, that employers know what the best practices are, and see what we can get done with that. There's going to be an event in October that they've invited me to participate in, and I'll give more details on that as it comes up. We are continuing to meet with Outwith Studio to work on our LGBTQIA+ housing research. We have some folks on board to participate in those workshops so we can develop survey questions, which is really great. But if you'd be interested in joining that, if you happen to be in that particular field and have something that you want to offer in the way of perspective, we really appreciate it. We're looking to have those meetings on Thursdays. We haven't quite nailed down a time yet, but I can give more information if anyone's interested. Our joint innovation project with the EEOC is finally coming up. On May 1st, we're going to have an administrative, okay, I'm gonna screw this.
No,
Administrative employment process for discrimination cases. So we want them, we're going to invite attorneys to be a part of this so that they know how to best represent their clients. We want them to know how best to work with us, how to work with the EEOC if they're not familiar, which they usually are. But they tend to hit our office and shut down and not want to participate in the process. And we know that can, if they're sitting there waiting for 6 months for a dismissal, they're gonna lose witnesses, they're gonna lose evidence, and it's just really not to the best interests of their clients. So we want them to know better. It's gonna be a free CLE. If you want to know more about that, we can definitely chat more. We included the flyer in the packet as well for that, so please feel free to share that wherever. And if you'd like to be there as well, just let me know, and we can get you on that.
It's also a hybrid event.
Oh, did we decide we're making a hybrid?
I thought we did have one.
Oh,
Yeah, 'cause
that's
we're
fine.
Yeah, so there will be an online link for those who, if you need the CLE, you gotta be in person.
Yeah, that was the caveat, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
so if you don't need the CLE, you can hang out and listen to Rachel and myself and EEOC entertain you, virtually. So, and I get double credit because I'm teaching.
We were just talking about, Karen, can we join you for that event?
Yes, please.
Yes, and we'll have the little form, so Packle's happy.
Yeah, we're excited. We have a lot of people that are interested. A lot of paralegals too, have been interested, and they can't necessarily get the credit for this because of the way it's being, accredited, but they are interested since they're the ones doing a lot of the work that, would be interacting with our office so that they know better what to expect and how to interact. All right, so as you know, today is the beginning of Fair Housing Month. Or maybe you don't know that, and I've just been dreaming of it for the last 6 months because that's how long it takes to prep. But we have our Fair Housing Month proclamation is going to be on April 9th at City Council at 10 a.m. So anyone who'd like to be there for that, please come. I want to show off the commission. I want the staff to be there so I can show council who's actually working on these cases. I would love for commissioners to be able to be there if you can. So again, I can show off the fact that we have people that will show up and that they do show up every month to have these meetings, to review cases, and to really get this work done. Because not enough people know that we are in existence. So if I can show off the people that are actually behind the scenes, I want to do that. All right. And then that last piece with just mediation, we are moving forward with that contract. We're just waiting for a scope of work from Aaron Erb. And for anyone who's unfamiliar, Just Mediation Pittsburgh offers eviction mediation services. They have just completed 2,000 resolutions, which is amazing. They're seeing anywhere from, up to 150 mediations per month right now. So our agreement will be that we will offer them, some financial support to pay stipends for their mediators, for their administrative staff, et cetera. And then in exchange, they will provide fair housing information in their packets to all the people that they see every month. So it'll get a lot of fair housing information out there very quickly. And hopefully, if they're getting it at that beginning of the process, before they go into mediation, if there is any discrimination issue, it can maybe be mediated at the same time as everything else. So really excited about that. The one thing I don't think I put on here that I am super excited about is a briefing for city council. I met with councilperson Charland maybe 2 months ago now, and they had talked about, getting me in to do a briefing on what the commission is and does for all of the city council members and their staff. And they finally made that happen for us. So on April 30th, we're going to have 2 sessions for city council staff and the council persons themselves, so that I can explain to them who the commission is, what the commission is, and all of the functions, because I've had a number of one-on-one meetings and they really just don't know. So I'm really excited to be able to finally share that information on a grander scale than doing these independent meetings. And I believe that is it for my report for this month. So thank you for listening to me chatter.
Super. Thank you, Rachel. I see Carlene has a question in the chat regarding what kind of trainings would be helpful for commissioners to do. Like, you had reported that you're now an authorized sort of trainer for new investigators. What kinds of additional trainings are most helpful for us as commissioners?
So I do think that a modified version of what an investigator's training would look like would be appropriate for commissioners. So we do have our compliance review training for how that actual process goes and like what is asked of you as commissioners for the compliance review every month. But if you want more information on how we do our process, how we're looking at these prima facie elements, how we're doing the analysis, how we determine what evidence and everything that we're collecting, then we can absolutely have a more we can have more of an interaction on that and include the investigators, and they can give you information on whatever it is that you'd like to know.
Great. Yeah. I mean, I think it does make sense for us to, be as informed as possible about these processes. So that might be something that we, look at making some time for over the next 4 to 6 months or so.
So what I think, I'm sorry, what would be really nice is to actually see a case from the beginning to the end. If that makes sense.
Yeah, get on that. We'll just remove identifying information, and yeah, we can definitely, we've definitely talked about doing a mock case before, as well as a mock public hearing as a training. What?
Oh, I volunteer to be a respondent.
Yeah, the role playing can be super fun, as evidenced by my mediation training. But yeah, so we can absolutely do that. That is something that was brought up a number of years ago as a training method, and then everything kind of disintegrated into madness. So now that we're back up and running and everything is great, let's look at that again. So I'll put that on my to-do list to start getting stuff together for you all.
Great. Yeah, that sounds really fun, and very informative. So great idea.
Mock trial.
All right. So looking back at our agenda, we have one item of old business, just remind ourselves of today. As many of you know, we are in the midst of a contract to do some strategic planning for the commission. Most of us hopefully completed our SOAR process survey that we did over the last month or so. We now have a time to meet with our consultants to look at the results of that survey and begin to move from our kind of assessment of where we are now to where we want to get to, and how we need to get there. So our time to do strategic planning is a week from today. It is Monday, April 8th from 3 to 5, live and in person at the commission office. Yes, this does coincide with the solar eclipse, so enjoy your 15 minutes of solar eclipse
Liddy.
time, then come inside and we're gonna have a meeting. Sorry about that.
Liddy,
Yes.
I actually have to update that a bit. So I reached out to the strategic planners and I said, hey, you know, the eclipse is that day. And they said, do you think that's going to be, you know, a distraction? They said, oh yes, absolutely. Let's reschedule. So we're looking out another couple of weeks. I
Okay.
apologize, but we really didn't have a whole lot of people signed up to be there anyway. So I think maybe if you kick it out another couple of weeks, it'll be beneficial to us. But we will have to try to stay on our timeline after that, just because we're reaching the end of our contract period with Interchange Group. So after this meeting, in addition to that doodle poll for community relations, I'll send something out. I'll send an email with the dates and times for that strategic planning meeting so that we can really see how many people we can get to the table. It was also going to be a fully virtual meeting on Zoom.
Oh, okay.
I think mostly because we're going to be staring at a PowerPoint and like reviewing results of the survey, and that way we can just have more of a conversation
Okay.
about what those results look like.
Okay. All right, perfect. So basically forget everything I said. We're not meeting next
Sorry.
Monday and it's not in person. So, but please, please, please do fill out the doodle poll when it comes. Rachel is absolutely correct. Our contract with Interchange only extends into June. We're running out of time to do this and we really need their good advice to do this process. So please commit, and when you see that doodle poll in your inbox, please just go ahead and complete it right away. We really need everybody's insight into this process. And I would say that's especially true of our new commissioners. This plan is going to shape the work of the commission over the next few years. So if the next few years include most of your term on this commission, get in on the ground floor now and be part of planning what that time looks like. All right. Anything else about strategic planning? We've got several notes in the chat about days that are bad regarding religious holidays, the primary election, and so forth. So let's make sure that we're
I don't
conscious
I
of
don't
that.
think it's any of those. I'll take a quick look if you want to continue through the.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, if you have, I mean, if there's proposed dates now, there are 9 of us on this call. So we could do some like live in-person doodling even. Okay, moving to new business, we have letter A is the annual statement of financial interests, the SOFI form. This is a form that is required of all public servants, both paid and volunteer throughout the state of Pennsylvania. It is our annual declaration of any conflicts of interest that we might face in our role in public life. It's required, everybody has to do it. You are filling out your SOFI based on 2023. So if you served on the commission in 2023, you need to complete this SOFI form, which is due 1 month from today on May 1st. There is, the SOFI form was attached in the packet. It's also electronic, right, Rachel?
It is. I think this link here doesn't take you to, the link that's in the agenda will take you to the website where you can fill it out online. And the other one, the form is included. I don't think it's actually included in the packet. I think it's attached in the email that I sent out for everybody.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, so it is there in multiple spaces, but yeah, if you need anything at all with those, Leanne Davis is great. She's the ethics manager. She is always there to answer questions. You can reach her at sofi@pittsburghpa.gov.
Pro tip, if you fill it out by hand, it is not as easily traced as if you fill it out online. So that was one of the differences. If you fill out the form by hand, people would have to do more digging to find it. So if you feel a certain way about being a little more private, that's where you can still comply and still retain at least some level of that privacy. And Leanne has mentioned that on several occasions, so it seemed important to her, so she would know.
Yeah, and I think on the note of privacy, it's important to note, this filling out this form does not require you to put your home address or your personal phone number. You can list the address and phone number of the commission as your contact information for the purposes of this form. And there's a lot of other ins and outs regarding the SoFi. So if you have any questions, please make sure that you're in communication with Leanne. Rachel put that email address there. Once you get it down, it really doesn't take that long. So it's a good thing to, like, you know, feel like you can cross something off your to-do list and just move along with your life. Cool. And yeah, Namita's noting that Leanne can also help and talk you through this in person. So take advantage. Our taxes are paying Leanne's salary. Like, let's go utilize her expertise and assistance in this process. All right, cool. Little letter B under new business. We have upcoming elections for members of the executive committee of the Commission on Human Relations. We will elect new officers in we do the election in June, right, Rachel? So nominations in May. Is that that's our pattern, correct?
That's correct, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So next month is time for us to assemble our slate, receive nominations of officers at next month's meeting. It's important to note that several of us have terms that are expiring. Both Wasi and myself have terms that expire. I know mine expires next month. I'm intending to stick around until a replacement has been appointed, but I am not available for reappointment to an executive committee office. So we're looking for some new folks to step up. We will need a new chairperson, and we might reshuffle our other offices as well. There's a chair, there's a vice chair, there's a second vice chair, there's a secretary and a treasurer. Together we form an unstoppable executive committee. And it's a good way to serve. It gives you a lot of insight into what's going on the commission, and I heartily recommend it to you. So please be thinking about whether you might want to serve in an executive committee capacity for the coming year, starting in June. All right, lowercase letter C is the draft of our annual report, which is like beautiful, except that it doesn't have a letter from yours truly in it yet. And I am really sorry to all the staff members who are waiting on my letter to complete your annual report. What else do you have to say about that?
So I didn't include the draft because it is quite long, but I am willing to share it with whoever might want to review it in advance of us actually publishing. Again, our annual report is a lot of statistics about our cases and things that we did in the past year. We talk about any new protections that we've put in place, any trainings that we've taken or given. So we just really want to give a full picture to the mayor, to the city council, to anyone who wants to read the annual report, that we do a lot at the commission. So if you're interested in reviewing and providing feedback, please do let me know and I can send you the link to that. I didn't want to bombard people with another very long packet of stuff.
Great. Yeah, and we will look forward to seeing that. The annual report is also a really nice, you know, when you're in a situation where people are like, well, I see here that you serve on the Commission on Human Relations. What even is that? It is a nice one-stop shopping, like, hey, here's an example of what we did last year, to be able to share all the different kinds of things we do, from our case resolutions with some cool graphs and charts, to the wider community work and educational work that we're conducting. So yeah, that'll be nice when it's ready.
Really quickly, just a quick thank you to both Kevin and Courtney for putting together the annual report. They have done the brunt of the work. Fully handing that off to them has been a huge relief. So thank you guys for putting that together and taking the time, because it looks great. I just have to go through and amend a few things and put that letter in there from you, Liddy, and we're good to go. We should have it by next meeting, hopefully.
Great. That sounds awesome. All right. Does anyone have any other business to bring to us this afternoon?
Is Thea's hand up?
No, it's still up from like when she spoke half an hour ago. Okay. Wonderful. Well, we are planning to meet again for our next regular commission meeting on May. Here, I'm opening my calendar and it's being real slow. May 6th. That's my daughter's birthday, so I'll bring cupcakes. So May 6th is our next regular commission meeting. We may see each other before then, either at a meeting of the Community Relations Committee or at our strategic planning meeting, depending when that gets scheduled. Please watch your email for the relevant doodle polls. it's great to be with everyone. Thank you so much for your service to the city, and you can always reach out to Rachel or to me if you have any questions or ideas between now and the next time we meet. So could I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All right, all in favor of ending this meeting, please say aye.
Aye.
Great.
All the
Motion
compliance
carries.
review folks, see you on the call.
Yeah.
All right,
Bye-bye.
thanks so much. And compliance review folks, you guys have a new meeting, and the rest of you, we'll see you later. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Fun fact.